when the writing's going against, we know that there are fluctuations in people's eyes, but by becoming clear, your eyesight and your whole body's going to improve itself. That's a bit of a hard to swallow.
Is that why you're here today?
No, we told you why we're here. We oppose the organization and the practice we use. That's why we're here. Your spirituality, it's up for anybody to interpret.
If Christianity was still doing the Crusades, we'd probably be protesting against the Crusades. But
you guys just like to protest.
Well, no,
I think you just like to fight.
Not at all. Are we fighting? I think we're having an intelligent conversation. I'm learning a little bit about the perspective of the Scientologists.
The funny thing is, nobody will ever take the time to talk to us. Like, they all think we're all SPs.
You know, we're one of the most open religions on the planet. You know, as far as when a guy comes with masks and protests in front of your building, you don't necessarily want to. You don't necessarily want to talk to him.
Have you seen his quotes? Like,
last time I went to a church for Christianity.
What? Your founder has these quotes. These are all from him. This is in print, brother.
His writing.
What does it say?
It says, well, let's see. Look at this one. You don't get rich by writing science fiction. If you want to get rich, you start a religion. Or here's
you know why he said that? See, you've taken that out of context.
I know.
He's criticizing religion.
I believe so. I believe you're right there.
But what about take anything out of context and make it?
Okay, let's go for that. But this is fair game. This is his writing. Fair game may be deprived of property or injured by any means by any Scientologist without any discipline of the Scientologists, may be tricked, sued, or lied to, or destroyed.
And that's also taken out of context.
How is that?
And that's why it was canceled, because people were taking it out of context and doing
but
it.
And using canceled. It, right? The term.
That's why that was canceled.
The fact that you had a policy at all, that cannot be taken out of fucking context. Sorry to swear. But that can't be taken out of context. If you're going to throw your ethics out the window because of a higher purpose, that's wrong.
No, if somebody, just an example. I'm not saying this was it, but if somebody was trying to sneak around, kill your family, would it be fair to do something like that? If
somebody's trying to sneak around and kill my family,
if you lived in Bosnia and somebody was, there was somebody coming to your door, they're going to rape your kids or something like that. Would it be fair to save your family?
What is fair is equal and opposite reaction. Yeah. That is fair. That is the law. You pull a gun on me, I pull a gun on you. That's fair. Nothing more, nothing less.
So if that's taken out,
that's not saying that at all.
No, but you're only taking that little thing. You're not taking the context of why he said that.
So you're saying that's why he said that was then if it was
so I'm just saying you took it out of there's many contexts where that could apply, and you guys took it out of context. And he canceled it because people were taking it out of context. And that was an example where
you're high up on the bridge. Like there's anyone can go online.
Who are you, by the way?
No, anyone can go online and see that.
That's the other thing I don't like. If a guy, I can come out here and talk to you because I got nothing to hide. Why do you guys have to?
Why do you guys have 20 people taking our pictures?
Because you're out here attacking us. We're trying to figure out who you are.
We're just spreading information.
False information.
We have always
false information.
We have always been respectful to the Scientology.
And you have no responsibility for what you say because you're hidden behind a mask. Right?
That's the way we have to.
People and the organization.
Okay, you're very good.
I'm also evilly gay.
I appreciate
but
you.
But we know you're
I'm recording, so I
can There's no current. You and Susan. Susan's OT 8. I'm guessing you're 7. So let's talk about OT 3. Explain to me.
I'm recording.
I can't do that.
See, there you go. Why can't you do
because
that?
we're gonna get pneumonia and die.
But why a Christian could tell me about a
Jesus
and phrase in the Bible? A Muslim would love to tell me about some poem.
And that's getting back to the point where I was trying to say where Christians, they don't say Jesus is a cool guy and then 6 months later go, he walks on water, don't tell people because they might think it's weird. We want the transparency from start to finish. This is Scientology. If you want to be part of it, great.
If you want it, play by the rules.
But
if you don't,
well, it seems manipulative when you hold out information. That's all. Whether it is or not, it doesn't matter. It seems manipulative.
I feel that some members can go through auditing sessions because they now have been exposed to the other doing that. Am I going to tell you correct?
I don't know about all
I got everything since you left.
Well, explain to me the very first thing you read.
If that RBC means what I think it means.
What's the first thing you
I
read?
find
Well,
it
what's the
humorous
you
it
get
says
presented
SP
with
right
the
now.
OT3 material? What's the OT3
that's the type of
level
tape.
of the
Well, you know I'm not
I
going to
know, but it's funny.
But you should know.
Yes,
You know.
because I'm not like, you know, I'm
But
not
at the
at
same
liberty
time,
to talk about
you
it.
know.
Right?
And I think you guys don't realize that all this information
Going along well, either way. It's epic.
600-page manuals.
I want them to go on IRC and talk to us.
That's the reality. And that's
So
why
what's the problem then?
Vision?
That's
Stop
Oh,
it.
cool.
Then stand up and say yes.
Kill
Senior
her.
is what it is.
why, if you have it, why are you
Because we have to look for it. We have to look for it. Whereas you
I think that's great. I can like put like a little label on it and like flash
That's
it.
what the average public is not going to go.
And what's wrong
Do
with
it right in the corner, right beside like the recording.
Yeah,
Here's how I look at
I'll
it.
do that.
As an OT5, you're OT5, you're gung ho. You're doing great in your life.
We're saying that's the way it is. Why is it ridiculous?
I'm telling you,
Get a film with this guy. He's driving with his VMAS.
Oh snap!
We love you!
Woo!
Right there. That's the Scientologist. He doesn't care.
Nice.
That's hilarious.
they lie to you about the truth when they already know that they're going to say the next level.
Back to epic ornament.
That's a pretty lame thing. There's nothing that says that.
It started at
I've done
39
it.
something.
I know.
Every one of those levels I got a gain that they said I would get.
This could be epic.
I'm happy. I got everything I expected to get plus. So why would I be upset about that?
This will be epic city.
At each level I get
Actually,
more.
It's an awful lot of
It's
it.
really good deal for me. I mean,
Yes.
you don't have to put like.
I don't understand what the manipulation is. I mean, they say,
Sure, absolutely.
They hide behind
I got
level. They don't
almost
reveal
everything
it to
logged
you.
in like.
They know they're going to if you pay the money, but hopefully they'll pay the money of this course so we can go a step along the way instead of just selling one program and here's the answer to dynamics. You have to jump through hoops of misinformation to get to the truth.
yeah, if you know the level of training that one of these auditors has to go through,
Found
you
my
realize there's a
missing
big
button.
expense to deliver this.
Missing quad pole?
Button. I'm missing
Well, they
a
don't
button.
do this. They claim to do the same thing, but they don't. It's
They
labor.
got people that are
Yeah,
high up
but-
on the bridge. They can,
If you
if
go
you want to
down.
branch off, you can have your own free zone. You know enough about it.
Sure I could, but you need an army of guys to deliver what these guys deliver to us when they deliver the I'm telling you, they're professionals. These guys.
Which guy?
I mean, free zone is, you know, I'm not trying to knock free zone, but it's not the same thing as
But where
just like in a construction business, I mean, you can afford to hire a carpenter who works on the back construction. You can hire a company that's got designers and architects and engineers.
where does
Oh, you can keep doing it actually.
Which is
So you can keep doing it. You wanna keep doing it?
Yeah, it is. It does.
Right.
right now we're building a lot of new churches. There's a lot of expansion, a lot of promotion.
to the dynamic policy, but it's just
Don't listen to the ex-guys or the guys in Scientology.
But-
Just read it and make their own decisions, right?
then give it to me to read for free.
Well, why should I or anybody else print a book at our cost and give it to you for free?
Because you're a church.
Yeah, but where does it come from? Who pays the bill?
Well,
here,
then
right?
it should be donations.
You know,
like
the
every other
Mormon church takes 10% of all our people's income.
Mormon church is mandatory.
You know, you can't operate without money in this world. You
Right,
can't.
but
We
other
can't
churches
pay,
take tithe, right?
We can't pay. I mean, look, our building needs fixing up. Who's going to pay for that?
Construction.
We operate without
Well,
money.
that's my money. So there we go. We're back to the same thing, right? So what's wrong with paying a donation to my church?
Donation?
Nothing, but at the same time, I know a bit more about current construction. Pay your suppliers. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. Okay.
Instead of putting money in here, pay the people that you hire to do your work.
Fine.
That's all I'm going to say. Rolling their back.
Yeah. I mean, everybody has
Google
to
your
have money
name,
to
Doug.
survive.
So wait, can I ask you a question? How much do you guys actually know about me?
I don't know. I think we are.
Because other people claim to have files on individuals.
And they know my online tag.
What's that?
They know my online tag.
Nickname online.
Okay. Well, maybe somebody does. I don't. I mean, I'm not.
I don't know, it's just the
I'm sure they're
smoke
trying to
and
figure
mirrors.
out who's behind you guys pulling the puppet strings.
Well,
you
the
know?
thing is, I know there's this big movement